Okay, so those nuts came off with washers with an 11/16, and the impact driver was the way to do it, because it just spins them off. If you try and do it with a ratchet, the whole drum just spins. So that's off. Now I'll get the drum off. Okay, it's come off nicely. I think now the next job is to remove the brakes, release these springs, remove the brakes, remove these springs, and try and pull the cylinder and the adjuster off. We'll do that next. So these springs twist and just, I've got a little hook that sits into a little square bit. That one's the same. And then I imagine I take the springs out. Just need to lever them out. If they just depart, should I just pull apart? I'll just sit and work that out for a minute. They just pull out. Same on the MGBs. And then the other end we've got a, oh, that must be the adjusting screw there. Oh, I see. Look, there's a ratchet there that turns. Oh, I always wondered how that worked. So you turn that clockwise, and it's obviously on some sort of camber that. Ah, that's how it works. Brilliant. Clever, isn't it? I'll slacken that off. Ratchet just pulls out as well. Yes, there's the adjusters. Ah, look at that. So that's a simpler version than on the MGBs. Quite a lot of wear left on those brakes. I'll use those again. And then that now means I can probably release the screws on the, well, it's probably not the adjuster there, is it? And the same. Actually, that's pretty loose already. Okay, I'll have a go at getting those. Need to remove the rubber boot. So if I remove the rubber boot, I could probably get to those screws that are holding the adjuster on. I'll do that. So this came off here, and it's got 1/2" bolts. Not quite sure what that is, but it certainly holds the brakes. Doesn't seem to do much. I don't know what that is, so I'll have to have a look at that. And then this thing, this adjuster. This was strangely tight. Nothing seemed to fit that at all. So I don't know what sort of bolt that was, but it came off with one of these. So it's just gripped it, and thankfully gripped it enough that it turned. So this has been a very useful thing actually. I picked these up from the NEC, and the guy was demonstrating how they could get everything off. But so, yeah, brilliant. Whatever this thing is, hawk's beak, got that rather obstinate nut off that brake part there. Good. So hopefully that comes off and that comes out there. So that's the adjuster off. Brilliant. Good. Right. I'm now going to look at this part. So I think what I'll do first is do exactly the same on the opposite side. So it's quite amazing again how the opposite side comes apart completely differently to the other side. So again, my useful little gadget, loosen that straight away, didn't mess around with that. That's all come apart. Rubber boot lifts straight off, so it's a little bit torn on the other side. That comes apart nice and easy. I suppose that will just lift straight back out again. Yeah. So that lifts straight out. All these springs came out easily. This holder particularly tricky on this side. So this holder was particularly tricky on this side. That was the tricky bit there. So that's all the brakes are off that side. So now I've got to work out, I'll go and read the book and work out how to get this bit off.
Okay.
Good. Okay. I can remove the brake pipe. And then I think I'm probably going to have to read up how to take the diff out to try and get the half shafts out. Obviously we've got the Y wheels on this one, so to put the disc wheels back on, which I have got a set, I'm going to use a slightly different length half shaft, I think, but I'm going to go and read up on how to get those half shafts out now. I think the next job is to remove this little screw here. I can't believe that's all that's holding. Oh my goodness. So all that's holding that on. Oh, hang on, there's the half shaft. Oh my lord. Right. Oh wow. I wasn't expecting that. Now that's interesting, because I thought I had many more splines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Interesting. That may mean I've got the wrong half shafts to put the steel wheels back on. I'll have to think about that later. Okay, so there's the nut holding the bearing in, and it's clearly been put on with a screwdriver in the past. So we'll probably have to remove that and put a new one on. I'm going to knock back those tabs. I think they're just on the top there. Knock those back first. Okay, I've knocked those back, that was good. That one's obviously been used to knock the nut off, and then that one's obviously been used to knock the nut back on. So let's get that off. Okay, this nut is a 1 inch and 61/64 fitting. I think again the MG Guru suggests it's a slightly different size, but his size you cannot find on the internet. But if you start looking at Moss and the MG Owners Club, they do have hub nut spanners at 1 inch 61/64 AF. I've managed to get one off SC Parts, and they've been very useful. So they vary from about 30 quid up to 100 quid. So I've gone and bought myself a rather nice hub spanner off SC Parts. So it's an octagonal nut, sorry, an octagonal socket to fit an octagonal nut. Yeah, good. But it is a 3/4 inch drive. So I might have to find something now that fits in the end of that, or through that hole. Let me find a bar. Right, so having done the other end, I'm going to just whip off this stub axle, which is removing that little screw. I really can't believe one little screw holds that in. Here it comes. So you've got to be a little bit careful apparently not to drag it along the inside. And there again is our 10 spline half shaft, which was more common on the MGA 1500s, so I don't know why I've got that, but it is what it is. And that's been pressed in there. Apparently they use about a 20-ton press to get that in there, so that's never coming out. But I'll replace it hopefully with some 10 spline disc wheel half shafts, which I'm hoping to have got. Right, on to the next bolt. So I've got to take off this little paper gasket. That's going to be renewed anyway, but I'll take it off carefully. I think from memory this was the one that was probably leaking. And if I think back to the very first video I did, one of the reasons for starting this whole sort of project was because we had some leaking rear oil seals. So I finally got to the problem that I knew this car had. Think of the hundreds of things we found wrong with it on the way. Okay, so I'm going to knock these little tabs back here so I can access that nut. Right, so I've knocked those little tabs back, and I've got to remember that this one undoes probably clockwise because this wheel goes forwards on this side, which should tighten it. So this one undoes clockwise and the other one undoes anti-clockwise. So this is the offside, just got to get that oil seal off there. This is probably the leaky one, actually, looking at that. Let's get a new one of those. And I'll probably need a new bolt because that's been attacked with a cold chisel to get that off. That doesn't really want to come off nicely. I'm so used to taking things off gently just in case you ever have to use them again. You never know. I don't throw anything away until I know I can get a replacement part, but I know I can get those. I've knocked these tabs back already on this one, so I think this one undoes anti-clockwise like a conventional nut. Okay, so I've got my hub spanner. I also have a 3/4 inch adapter to a long bar, and I'm hoping that we can generate enough leverage to get this off. So I've enlisted the cavalry and we'll see if we can get it off. So this one undoes the normal way, anti-clockwise, because it's the off side. The cavalry have arrived with the rubber gloves. Right. This does now take a bit of leverage, I think. So I've got to go this way, haven't I? Yes. Alright. It's only 100, is it a pound or? That ain't budging. Or am I doing it? Oh, I don't know. Got it? Doesn't want to know. Oh, is that it?
Is that it?
Oh, is that it?
It is.
Yeah, it is, done. Wow. So that's the nut that's been mullered by a cold chisel, and this is, so that's a lock washer that has to come off the back, and then it locks in at the front with that tab. Look at that. Done. One done. Right. So that tightens that one, so I've got to go the same way with that one. I actually had to take a little file to these because it wouldn't slot over the nut. I had to file it down. Right, ready? So that one should. Oh, that sounded good. Done. Well, hey, so the correct spanner and the correct adapter and a large bar. I'm excited. Brilliant. Look at that. It's weird actually thinking you're undoing that going that way. Good, look at that. Brilliant. And then that comes out here. Sounds like I know what I'm doing, but I've actually been looking at a lot of videos and seeing how other people get by. So, and you slip that off at the back and that locks at the front. Brilliant. And now I only have to pull that off. Brilliant. Right. Okay, so the hub pullers have pulled the hubs off. We needed various sockets in there, and we put the back plate against the nut, and that all worked very well. Now I've just got to get the back plates off, which is a 9/16. Yeah, I got one of them. Yes? I reckon. Ah, thank you. Yes, look at that. Clever, isn't it? Oh, every time I use this, I say I've got to get one. I haven't. God. Right, anyway, I'm going to get the other 4 of them off. Right, so back plate. Now you're going to do that. So we've decided the secret is to start them off. Yeah. Start them off, but not take them all off completely. Yeah. I got these in America. They're very useful. Huskies from Home Depot. They were recommended to me by a chap with a Model T Ford in his garage, who I bumped into when we were walking the dogs. Not wild dogs. But it's quite useful having some flat shitty. Not in. No, I don't reckon that'll do. Is that lower one off?
No.
Okay, so that's not off there, really. One more there. Try. That's spinning. Yep, oh, it's come right off again. Yeah. Damn, that's probably stuck in there again. One back plate off. So I've just got to get the axle off now. I am. So I haven't drained the oil. Oh, well done. Drain plugs off. Comes a bit. Ready? Shall I use my degreasing bucket? Is it? Oh, damn. How much oil's going to be in there? About a little lucky tub.
Yeah, it'd be more than that, but you can decant off somewhere else.
Okay, ready?
Can I film it?
Well, yeah. But you don't know whether...
Where's your button?
It's on, I think. It's on. Ooh, look at that. Knowing this car, I bet there's not an awful lot in it.
And then the other day, he's the one who don't manage to me.
I wonder when that was last changed. I never changed it.
I think you want to. Yep, stop it now. Otherwise you're gonna.
Right, I will take that to the dump. Another one. There's another one up there somewhere. There might be some up here.
Only lids.
In fact, I suppose I'll just put the lid on. Right, there was more in there than I thought. Yeah.
Seen worse.
Seen worse. All right. So, what do you reckon? Diggers. Oh, that must be a half. That's a half.
Should we take this off?
Yeah, go for it. And I suppose the breather can come off. Breather. No, no. You see, that's just what I do, innit? That ain't gonna ever breathe again. What's the? Oh God, that's just me in a nutshell, isn't it? Oh Lord. Right. Edit that out. Right. Just the diff. Half inch. Do you want the honour? Would you like the honour of...
I'll hold the camera.
You sure?
Yeah. Right.
Right, I'll just get that set up. Diff. Half inch. Not too tight. Oh, that's a fucking tight one there. That's a tight one, that's it. Oh, that is... Oh, they're just inaccessible, I think. There we are. Oh, what was that? Oh, you've done that one already. That was a loose one. Tight one. Ooh. Good use of. Quite nifty, these little ratchet things, aren't they, in imperial sizes? So I think it's only that one to go. That one looks a bit rounded to me. Where's that other little ring spanner you had?
Up in the toolbox.
Oh, is that knackered there? That might be a bit... Oh, that might be knackered.
Yeah, don't use it.
I'm going to just get that. It's either very heavy. Oh, there you are. Wow, look at that. So is there any wear on that? That looks beautiful, doesn't it? All those teeth look alright. Nothing. Gosh.
Doesn't look angry or anything, does it?
No.
It looks fine.
No, I'll take it to the garage and then hopefully
Obviously
they
you can't tell.
No, they can put the gauges on it, but they do these clever little things with this, don't they? They wobble it. There's no knocking there at all. There's absolutely no knocking. And there's no chipped teeth. Again, it sounds like I know what I'm talking about, but I've been reading Mr. MG Guru and I've been looking at a few vids on YouTube, but so I don't know what I'm talking about at all. But I will look at this. There's absolutely there's no play in there at all. Fantastic. Good. Brilliant. Okay, so there will be now. Okay, lovely.